morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in podcast land. Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor here at EXP.
Yeah.
I'm with Matt Paul. Yeah.
How we doing?
We're talking about all the stuff that you want to know about. Some of you may say, where the heck are these guys? They look like they're in some basement.
They're in a hallway.
It looks worse for you guys than it does for us. This building is sort of a converted loft building, 38,000 square feet.
Yep.
That is a building called Spaces. And we have an office here. We have an actual physical space where a lot of the EXP people don't. But they have access to spaces like this, literally.
Business lounges.
We have
Common
offices
areas.
all over the world. If I'm in Rome, Italy, I can meet with somebody in an actual office, and it looks like it's my office.
Yep.
So it's just a perk. But yeah, I looked at it and said, it kind of looks like we're in some cellar somewhere. What is that? So we're not in some cellar.
It's not a green screen.
Yeah, it's
real.
This is the real thing. Yeah, there's a foosball thing over there.
Yep.
Even the guy sitting over there. Hey, it's all right. So what's going on?
Yeah, so the market's been pretty hot. I've seen a lot of new listings.
Surprisingly so.
Yeah, we've been saying this for months now.
Yeah.
But and you and I have put on a couple listings that have had a lot of pretty
good
activity.
Yep. And you know what? There's just stuff going on, and business-wise, we were talking about just before we got in. We talked about Buffalo's a hot place to be. Mm-hmm. Hottest market in America for the last 24, 25, 26 weeks, dropped down to number 2. Hartford. So, and why? Frankly, many times I ask myself, I don't know why. Because it's a hopelessly mismanaged city. They just keep electing the same guys year in and year out for 70 years. Yeah. They're all incompetent. They're all walking away with satchels of money. That's beside the point. But stuff is going on. People want to live here. Why? Because I like it. It's a nice place to live.
Especially in the summer.
Especially in the summer. And I'm wearing my summer outfit. Yes. This is now officially summer. It's the second day of summer. It's a glorious day. Mm-hmm. I have heard people say more than half a dozen times just between now, what time is it? About 11 o'clock in the morning here. And when I woke up this morning, I was out. Wow, it's a beautiful day. Oh my God, I hope it stays. It's a beautiful day. Yeah.
Yep.
So we get beautiful days, but we had some rain lately.
Yeah, yep. They've been sprinkled in with some nonsense.
And I'm hoping to have a really nice evening tonight because the realtors are going out on what they call the boat ride. They take a
sunset cruise
around the harbor, and it's really beautiful. And we have the sets right in the west here. We have the best sunsets anywhere.
Yeah, it's great.
But so it's a nice place to live. But there's business coming to town.
Yeah. So I was reading in Business First that HSBC Bank, who's been a bank here
used to be huge. They owned the biggest building in town at one point.
Yep. And then they dwindled down. They're on this one place on Dick Road. It was a pretty good sized office place, right? Yeah, Walden and Dick. And now they're coming back into the city, and they just brokered a 10-year lease for 31,000 square feet.
How many bag of shells?
Yeah, and they're potentially going to get 200 additional employees there. So.
Yeah, we have jobs coming to our market. I'm very happy that I have my daughter who's an attorney. And for years, they used to tell people, if you have a business degree in college, UB, they'd give you a list of cities to go to. We had the brain drain.
Yeah.
We don't have the brain drain anymore. No. And I'm happy that my daughter decided to stay here because my daughter. Yeah. And she's doing well. Yep. So we have younger people staying in. We have people from out of the area coming here for jobs like this.
Absolutely.
There's another thing happened. What else?
There's been just a bunch of development. Another big developer purchased $5.2 million, acquired 3 or 4 separate properties that I think weren't going anywhere, kind of like Menderson did with the Lister Mall and the Boulevard Mall. So we're still seeing an uptick in the commercial activity.
And they're making movies.
Yeah,
that's right. It's another sort of small story, but should be a big story. I've been hoping that somebody would pick up all those mills that are dilapidated down in Lackawanna and make them into sound stages. Yeah. It could be the Hollywood of the North. Yep. But they're making a lot of movies here. There's a Tony Danza movie. It's actually a Mario Lopez movie. I think Tony Danza plays his father.
Oh, okay.
And he's in great shape.
Right.
But so they're making movies here.
Yeah, they've been incentivized, Hollywood, or they've given Hollywood.
They got smart.
Give them some tax breaks to help, attract them over here.
I was talking about some of the movies they've made here. They made the remake of Nightmare Alley a couple of years ago.
Okay.
It was a terrible movie, I thought, but Buffalo looked magnificent because it had all the historic buildings. Yeah, it's just great.
I remember when they had Bruce Almighty, they supposedly filmed here, but that was in Buffalo.
Almost none of it was here.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
quiet thing 2 and 1 and all that stuff.
Yep.
Quiet, but they do that here.
Yep.
Yeah. So the more movies they do, that's a good thing. And the people that come here, and I work on some of these movies, the crews love it here. They said, you guys are like so cooperative. I mean, you just really roll out the carpet. So they've done that right here.
Absolutely. Yep.
They just need to do more of it.
And then let's see now the stadium too. The Bill Stadium had a grand opening on Monday, and
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
they overspent and all that. But they were talking about the cost of what would it really cost to put the top on there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear that.
They said to do
A retractable.
a retractable one.
Yep.
Was going to be close to like $2 billion
Just for the top.
Just for the retractable.
Wow.
If you didn't want one that won't retract, it is anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion.
Wow.
But to make it retract, must be.
Well, this one
We should get into retractable.
Yeah, we should, right? But yeah, it was 2.2 billion. You know what it ended up being.
Well, you knew it was never going to be with the 1.3 that they started with, then it was the 5.7.
Yeah. Yep.
200 here, 200 here. Yeah, pretty soon we're talking about real money.
But I'm happy to see that it was completed on time. I knew that there was delays from the beginning, and I didn't know that.
You didn't think
they
would be able to do it.
I was like, this is going to be tight.
Yeah, you thought like when Josh was throwing the opening pass that they were going to be saying, "Well, the beer things aren't working."
Where is it? But they say that it could bring potentially 350 million a year in revenue to the area. So, if that happens year over year, we'll get our money back eventually.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and it'd be nice. They say it's the nicest stadium in the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's the newest big sports arena.
But they say it's got some really cool things. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever going to get in there because the tickets are going to be $1 million.
Yeah,
now you have to have this. What do you call it? The license.
Yeah, the PSL.
The PSL, which is the fancy abbreviation for getting raped.
Yeah, well, that generated over $250 million for the team.
PSL. Oh,
yeah,
God. Crazy.
Yeah. So a lot of good things.
I buy a ticket, but I need a license to buy that ticket. Okay, I got it.
Well, if you see what's happening, a lot of the people who aren't going to the season opener and season ticket holders that are picking and choosing the games they want to go to, the ones that they are selling, I've seen. I mean, the cheapest ticket I saw was $1,500 up to $4,500.
Yeah,
so they're trying to offset that PSL cost.
Yeah,
That's not just the ticket price.
I like the Bills. I'm not paying $1,500.
Yeah, no way. No.
For one.
Yep.
Not a thing.
And that's just for the seat and the parking and everything else.
I was going to talk about something that just sort of irritated me the other day, but pet peeves.
Oh, yeah.
As agents, we have pet peeves. You have pet peeves. As whatever you do, you could be a cook and have a pet peeve the way you sushi chef cut.
I'm sure everybody does.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
My pet peeve is incompetence on any level at anything, but in the real estate business especially, because you're dealing with expensive things that can help people,
and you're acting as a fiduciary
and wreck their lives. And the fiduciary thing,
it's a big
responsibility.
relationship
that implies great trust, and we see incompetence. Unfortunately, there's some dirty little secrets. In fact, I exposed some of them in my first book, Tricks of the Trade: A Real Estate Broker's Inside Advice on Buying and Selling Home. 20 years ago, I exposed some of the secrets, and it's too easy to get into the real estate business. I mean, when I got in, you didn't have to do anything other than send in, I think it was either $15 or $20. They sent you a booklet. It was like taking the driver's test, the permit test.
Yeah, the permit test.
You never had to get in a car to pass that test, right?
Wow.
This, you never had to go in a house to pass that. Okay, I was in the business for 2 years, and they said, well, now you're going to take a 45-hour course, which taught you nothing. It taught you some of the rules and don't break this law and stuff like that, which is important. But it taught you nothing about the mechanics of selling real estate.
Really?
Nothing. Zero.
Not even any of the acronyms?
Nothing. Well, the acronyms, yeah. And then they extended now, I think, to 77.5 minimum.
Which is 75
still,
hours.
And it teaches you the rules, but it teaches you nothing about driving the car.
Yeah.
And that's left up to the brokerage community. And I have to tell you, the brokerage community falls down a lot on this one. They really do.
In-house training.
Well, because a lot of these guys follow what I used to call the Mongolian horde theory, which is if I have 100 Mongols warriors working for me, and you have one, I got 100 more chances of selling real estate than you do. If each one of them sells one house, I sold 100 houses.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a win-lose-lose scenario because the only person that won on that was maybe the broker. Maybe the broker, because the agent didn't make a lot of money because they're going to pay them in a low split because they're new.
Yeah.
The consumer didn't get a good deal because they had somebody that was barely functional.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't use the word incompetent,
Yeah, a little green.
but they could be incompetent. Example, I had somebody call the other day. We, as listing agents, our job is not just to be the goalie to protect the seller,
Yeah.
but to make sure that we make the property marketable and expose it so that people can get in easily.
Yes.
Fair?
Yep. Fair.
One of the things we do is sometimes we put a lockbox on the property
Yep.
that says, here's the deal, go and show it.
Yeah. Yep.
We call it a go and show.
Yeah.
Go and show the property. Go to the property. There's a key in the lockbox. Use your little device to get in there and show the property. Just make an appointment so that we know you're doing it. Okay. We'll know as soon as you get there if you use the
electronic.
Superbox.
Yep.
It'll let us know when you went there, how long you stayed, and if you locked up.
Yep.
It's a minimal tool that we provide as a service for other agents.
Yep.
We just expect that they're going to have the device to get in.
Yeah.
Well, this person, I don't know the agent, but they made an appointment. Then I got a phone call from the broker, text, and said, listen, my person doesn't have one of the devices, and can you get them in some other way? All right, so fine. On Father's Day, I went over and I let them in. Okay. They wanted a time when it was my church morning time, so I could do it at noon. So I did it at noon. And of course, this is the part that fried my ass. I go there, and I always go early, and the customer is there, or the client, their client is there. And I said, hi, I'm so-and-so. Are you the, I asked, I said, are you the customer, or are you the agent?
Yeah.
And they said, no, they're the customer. Now, they were there early, and they sat there for 15 minutes waiting for their agent, who never showed.
Really?
Never showed. No phone call, no nothing, zippity doo dah.
Wow.
So at the appointed time, I showed the property as a courtesy, because I'm doing a job from our seller. I'm protecting them. They have access, but only through me at that point.
Yep.
I never get a phone call from this person. Never.
Wow.
And it's like, what is that all about?
Yeah.
So finally, I sent a text to the broker, and I said, for the record, your agent was a no-show. I showed the property for them. They seemed interested. You might want to follow up.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Nothing. Not even a response.
Yeah. So it's like, that's just wrong.
Yeah. It's not good business.
Yeah, it's not good business.
No,
So I didn't want to throw the agent under the bus to the client.
Doesn't get you anywhere.
But I said, have you met the agent before? She says, well, yes. And I said, oh, okay. So they were on time the last time. No. They weren't on time the first time they tried to apply.
Wow.
It's just wrong.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be a real estate broker and have people working for you, I think it's your job to supervise your people.
Well, yeah, and you have to respect other people's time.
And by the way, that's what the law says. You got to supervise. You have to give them supervision all the time, and sometimes that doesn't happen.
Yep.
So
we see it.
You see it. So you see a lot of sloppy work. But I think to myself, you know what? If I hired a carpenter, I don't know, maybe I'm expecting too much. I would expect that he would bring his own saw and his own hammer, and he'd be on time.
Yeah, and the day he was told you he was going to be there.
Is that wrong?
Yeah, no, it's a pretty minimal expectation.
Yeah, it's a minimal expectation, and you know the expectations just keep getting lower and lower and lower. And you know now we have AI coming and saying AI is going to take over the rest of this. You bet your ass it's going to if people keep doing stuff like this.
Yeah, certain jobs it will replace.
If you're going to be incompetent, we're going to get some software that's more competent than you are. So don't make it easy to
be replaced.
To be replaced. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been talking about, when they first brought the internet in, they said, this is going to replace real estate brokers. They're going to go the same way as travel agents. We haven't.
Yeah.
We haven't.
Yep.
But now there's something else in there that it can be dangerous. We had our buddy on, Pat Paulskull. He said, hey, wake up, guys.
Yeah.
Because you can get replaced real easily here.
Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know that he's wrong. So,
I mean, it's definitely highly likely.
I had an interesting conversation with a would-be buyer the other day. How long have you been looking? 3 years. Light bulb. What's that all about?
Yeah.
Okay, you haven't found anything.
Yeah.
There was a lot of properties out there.
Yeah.
And he told me about this one property. He says, I wouldn't buy this. I don't think it's worth that. And I said, well, let me ask you something. The property that you're talking about, did somebody else buy it? Oh, yeah. I said, so somebody else bought it because they thought it was worth that. And they said, well, yeah, but I don't think it's worth that. I said, and that's fine. But understand, the market really doesn't care what you think at all.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
The market's going to do what it does.
It's going to move.
And you know what? If you don't think it's worth it, then fine. Just keep taking yourself out of the market.
Yes.
He's taking himself anyway. He hasn't gotten in the market. He's going to keep. And he gave me all these reasons why the property wasn't worth that. And I just sat there and I just listened. I said, "You're what we call a non-buyer.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be doing. I'll bet you I come back 10 years from now.
You're still doing the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. And look back at that first house you offered on, what it went for. And
I said, listen, you do what you want. I said, I'm just going to tell you one thing. And you don't have to do it. I said, if you're looking to buy something, you buy it. It's as simple as that. Because the prices are just going to continue to go up. The interest rates are going to. He says, well, I'm kind of waiting for the rates to come down too. Of course, because it was double kiss of death on both sides. You just keep doing that. Yeah. How's that work?
I could have thought that was
smack him upside of the head.
Yeah.
He says, well, yeah. He says, I'm waiting to go down. It's got to go at least 4. Yeah. Box of biscuit. You're out of here.
Good luck.
Good luck on that.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, and as I like to talk about, you know, people say, I'm waiting for the prices to come down. For the prices to come down in Buffalo, you have to have something so catastrophic
event. Yeah.
So catastrophic that I always say, do you have a dog? Oh, yeah. I said, is it a nice dog? I said, yeah. What's his name? And this guy said, Hugo, like my old dog, Hugo.
Yeah.
I said, I have a dog named Hugo. I said, you're going to have to change Hugo's name to Dinner. What do you mean? I said, because things will get so bad, you're going to wind up eating Hugo, because that's how bad it's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't eat my dog. Well, I said, well, when the prices come down, you're looking for something catastrophic, like a Great Depression or something.
You don't want to waste
war and terrible things. We don't want that.
Yeah. You don't want that for just the prices to come down.
To come down. No. Yeah. And he said, well, you know, in the Great Depression they came. Yeah, we don't want a Great Depression either.
No, absolutely not.
And right now things are just moving along very, very positively, real estate wise, in Western New York.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. In spite of the fact that it's the most mismanaged city just about anywhere.
Yes.
Now people say, well, no, it's not. I mean, what about Louisiana? Outside. I mean, there's other places that are bad too.
Yes, of course.
But we're not setting any records here for great management.
No. Nope. It's staying the same.
But I'm very happy to hear about the things, the business stuff that's going on.
Absolutely, because remember we were talking a few months ago about Douglas Jamal pulling out, and we really thought, oh boy, this is going to kind of be a trickle effect.
For those that don't know who Douglas Jamal is, if you're not in the Western New York, this was a guy who came to town with a boatload of money. He was a great guy, and he was a developer. He bought a whole bunch of buildings, really great buildings, and all the things that people talked about doing, this guy did.
Yeah, and he jumped in like the Statler jumped in a building that wasn't completed.
Boom. And he's doing this and that, and he a remarkable job.
Yeah, the Seneca one is probably his biggest
Seneca One
success.
Tower, which is where HSBC used to be at the top.
Used to be the HSBC.
They own the biggest building in town.
It's over 1 million square
now
feet.
Now it's at the M&T building. It was a Douglas Jamal project. He did wonderful things. And the city just made it so difficult for him. Impossible to do business.
Holding up permits and everything else.
And he basically said,
I can't.
Take this city and shove it. Literally.
I'm done.
I'm so done with you people. You're idiots. And this is why you can't have good things, because you don't know how to do this.
And this is why we are where we are, right?
So it's always a struggle. And it's such a shame because it's such a great place to live.
Yeah.
It's such a great place.
But it's good to see that some local developers are picking up where he left off, and they're not throwing the towel in. But
no, they're not throwing the towel in. And, you know, and there's some families that have been in town that have been doing business here for a long time. I mean, Peter Hunt's family has been in business for 4 generations, whatever.
Early 1900s.
And, you know, and they hang in year after year after year. And it gets tough. It's tough for them. It's business is tough. It's a tough community. But God bless for all those people.
Yes. Yeah.
What else is going on?
I think we pretty much touched on it.
What festivals this week? There's got to be somebody on.
What is going on this week? Well, we got 4th of July next week, so there's going to be a lot of the parks.
And the 250.
Oh, yeah. Yep, the 250 event. Are they doing anything downtown?
They must be.
Yeah.
They must be.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this week coming up, it's a short week because it's Saturday, I think, is when the 4th lands on. And so we have our work get together on Thursday, and I think Friday's the holiday.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot now it's going to be all the local town parks are going to be having, you know, like fireworks shows and car shows and little festivals.
Stuff
and
every weekend.
Yep.
It's just
hopefully.
And the weather's just so nice, and we never have a day over 100.
hopefully the rain holds off on the weekends for
Yeah,
us. That's
and
the
I think
biggest
it's going
thing.
to.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to
This weekend looks
tonight.
nice.
Yeah, this week's going to be nice.
Father's Day
Did
was
you have a nice
beautiful.
Father's Day?
I did. Yeah,
Nice
thank you. How about
Father's
you?
Day. I got a summer shirt.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at me. We got the
Nice.
memo here.
Yeah.
But,
That's great.
yeah, Father's Day in Buffalo is a good place to be.
Yeah, it was a nice weekend.
But,
So,
all right.
well, thank you for tuning in. Please like, follow, subscribe, smash that like button. It works a little better when you do that.
I love when he does that. And remember, I'm Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor here at EXP, and together we are those real estate guys.